Hi, my name is Sarvotam Bajwa. I'm a student from Graduate Diploma in Early Childhood Teaching, and I am studying at Southern Cross Education Institute. And today we're going to talk about STEM and specifically STEM in early childhood education. First of all, let's see what STEM is. STEM is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. In simple terms, STEM means anything regarding science, technology, mathematics, or engineering. One of the main purposes of STEM is to give children a context of what science and mathematical concepts are while focusing on learning in the real world. Just like basic addition and subtraction can be considered a part of STEM in the early childhood education. In the 21st century, technology and globalization is everything. From your phone to your computer to your TV, technology is everywhere, and STEM is going to be required by everyone in the future. It's going to be very beneficial for these children to get a head start and learn about the basic aspect of STEM in the early age so that it's very easy for them in the future. Now, we're going to talk about learning and teaching strategies in STEM for young learners and activities for toddlers and preschoolers. As you can see, despite the benefits you get by learning the STEM field, it's very difficult and can be very challenging to teach this subject to younger children. We as teachers need to be very appropriate and need very appropriate teaching and learning strategies to teach the younger audience about STEM. One of these strategies can be interactive instruction. By interactive instruction, what I mean is just instructing them, but in a very positive and interactive way. Like, let's just say if you're going out and it's raining and you see that there's plant that's kind of dry. So when you talk to the younger audience, tell them, hey, look, that the dry leaves on the dry plant is going to grow. And they might ask, how is it going to grow? Then you can teach them that, okay, when the water goes to the roots, it makes these plants grow. And just basically interact with them in a very positive way. Interactive teaching and interactive instructions also have other benefits to a teacher, as it basically helps the teacher to make a better relationship with the young audience and help them whenever they're in need. Because if they can trust you, they will come to you whenever they need you. Now we're going to talk about learning and teaching strategies in STEM. Some activities can be used, such as mixing two watercolors and seeing what color it makes, or making Play-Doh. In Play-Doh, it's going to show them that stuff like flour gets doughy if you put water in it, and just basically stuff like if you put a jar of water, put some shaving cream on top, and if you put color on top of that shaving cream, the food color goes through the shaving cream and goes into the water very slowly. And that shows that liquid can go through stuff like shaving cream and papers and different types of cloth and other stuff. For math, we can use the counting table or different stuff like write a number on a piece of paper, write numbers till 10, and then hide those pieces of papers and ask the children to find the papers. And what this does is this makes them think, okay, maybe I can go look behind the sofa or look behind the tables, and let's just say they find all the numbers. This is gonna help their hand-to-eye coordination and their basic motor skills, and then I'm gonna ask them, hey, who found number one? And then whichever child found number one is gonna come up, and then we can make a whole sequence, like say take number one, number two, number three, and put them in the sequence, and then everyone can see, and then they're gonna know how um, they can find stuff or just basic mathematics. In this slide, we're going to talk about inquiry-based learning and teaching strategies for STEM. Basically, inquiry-based learning strategies mean making real-world connections by exploring different high-level questions, such as getting them to know about their emotions and etc. Inquiry-based learning is going to help them with problem solving and gathering knowledge and of the real world. And by inquiry-based learning, they're going to solve their curiosities. For example, if they are curious about, let's just say, oh, what if I put water in flour? What happens so that they gonna see that okay, it gets doughy and you can make dough out of it, and they can l- go through their curiosities just like that. One way of promoting inquiry-based learning is whenever you have group time in the rooms, just engage with the children more like asking them questions. If you're reading a book, let's just say a man helps a dog in the book, ask them questions like, oh, do you think the man did the right thing? And do you think what other stuff he could have done? And they're gonna know that okay, helping is good, and if they answer like that, it's gonna develop their emotional skills. Another activity that can be used is just normal stuff like if it's raining outside, ask the question like, where do you think rain comes from? And someone can say, oh, yeah, it comes from the clouds. And then we can ask them, oh, what's rain made of? And they're going to say, oh, water. So what this does is when you ask them questions, they think about the answer, and it helps them go through their secure curiosities. Another way of implementing inquiry-based learning is an activity called changing colors. So what you do is you get 4 or 5 cups and put different colors in them and connect each cup with paper strips. And you're going to see the colors transfer from one cup to the other cup to through the paper strips. And when that happens, you can ask the children like, "Oh, why do you think this happened?" And they're going to answer the best they can. It's very important to it's very important that they ask you questions or you ask them questions, and for the teachers to stay motivated and for the children to stay motivated as well, because if they are motivated they're going to think more and learn more, and it's going to help them in the long run. In this slide we're going to talk about the justification of inquiry based learning and teaching strategies. Implementation of proper teaching and learning strategies are important for helping young learners, especially toddlers and preschoolers, learn about theme related fields. In order to ensure that inquiry based learning and teaching strategies is implemented in STEM learning, at first the tutor has to ask essential questions. A question and answer session is identified to motivate students to take part in interactive and engage in the environment. The essential questions will relate to the topic, and previous understanding of the students build upon the existing knowledge of the learners. Furthermore, the tutors should ensure that for various activities, students are divided into groups. Group learning and group activities are an essential part of inquiry-based learning, as it helps in ensuring all students are engaging and in the learning process, and our cooperative interaction is maintained. When students work in groups, they are required to cooperatively interact for completing the given task. As a result, it can be said that ensuring cooperative interaction through group work in the classroom would help in involving inquiry-based learning and teaching strategies in the STEM learning journey for the young learners. In this slide, we're gonna talk about the STEM knowledge and skills we had developed through this presentation. You can say that through these activities that we have developed, it would be expected that knowledge related to science, technology, engineering, and maths is fostered within students to some extent. Through these activities, we can say that children would be taught with the help of interactive teaching and learning strategies for ensuring that students feel motivated and curious at the STEM and about the STEM field. Another importance of STEM is that it's going to teach the young generation about teamwork and perseverance, as these activities are going to be done as group activities, and little groups would be formed, and making these groups is going to help them develop this teamwork. Moreover, by fostering the practice of asking essential questions at the beginning, the sessions after we have performed these activities, it's going to make them more curious and help them develop more knowledge of STEM. With these final lines, I'll say thank you for giving me the time to teach you a little about inquiry-based learning and about STEM and different aspects we can look into while teaching the young generation. The next is a list of all the references I used in making this presentation, and I hope you have a nice day.